Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we're having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of Jedi and Sith Force Powers, which is being made by user Ketzulo, and what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is a series of Star Wars Force Powers to let you just enjoy in this glorious wasteland, and it is beautiful. I'm really having a lot of fun with this mod, as I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to force push a super mutant into a wall? That's just cool, and thankfully quite easy to use. Once you do have this particular mod installed, all you need to do is go to your local chemistry station, and how it works is that you make Jedi Force Power grenades. I gotta admit, I find this slightly weird, but also somehow slightly interesting and fun. It would be kind of strange to have actual force powers in this particular world, because, well, that's not exactly canon, but you can just think of them as high-powered and high-technology grenades, and they do, of course, require increasingly difficult ranks of science to actually produce. So if you don't like thinking about them as mystical Jedi powers, you can think of them as high-tech grenades, which is why I'm actually kind of really liking this mod, because that's how I think of them as, and it works well. Now, as I said, they do require increasingly high amounts of science, from Science 1 for Force Disarm, all the way to Science 4 for the Extreme Force and Force Lightning, and of course, differing amounts of materials to actually build, which is quite cool. So let's go through the 5 different force powers we have. The first you can build is, of course, Force Disarm, which will make most enemies drop their weapons. And as you can see here, it does say most enemies. It's not guaranteed, and they have to be enemies. I tested this out on my settlers earlier, and it didn't work on them until they were hostile, which I thought was odd. But yes, once they are hostile to you, or just a normal enemy in the world, it should be able to work. But again, it doesn't seem to be guaranteed. I haven't really figured out the rules for when it will and will not work, so it seems to be kind of luck of the draw, frankly. But it's still kind of a cool grenade, requiring antiseptic, jet, and nuclear materials. But quite frankly, out of all these 5 force powers, it is the one that I've so far used the least, because, well, I prefer the flashier ones. The next one we have in line is Force Push, which will, push enemies away, and it works by shooting an invisible projectile out from your hand and then exploding on contact with something in the world, which will then push people away, and of course do 170 damage, as you can see on the left hand side, and requires jet and nuclear material to produce. Now the next one we have is the Force Lightning Bolt, which quite frankly is my favorite of all of these, because it is super flashy and pretty freaking sweet. Now, it works like the Force Push. It'll shoot a projectile out of your hand, but this one is quite clearly visible. It's almost like some sort of plasma bolt going across the terrain, which is actually quite beautiful when you do throw it across the land. And when it hits something, it explodes into lightning. And as you can see on the left-hand side, it will do 643 electric damage, and that's pretty great. And it requires circuitry, jet, and nuclear material to build. Now, the next one we have is the Extreme Force, which works similarly to the Force Push. This is, again, an invisible projectile, and it will then hit and go boom, but it does a really big boom. And of course, as you can see, 748 damage on the left-hand side there. It is very, very destructive, and as it says on its own description, God mode or lots of defense recommended, because yeah, it has a chance to kill you if you use it too close to yourself. I had that happen to me earlier, because of course it does an explosion when it hits, and so it not only will explode, but it will also start shooting around any physics objects nearby, and I accidentally used it in an enclosed space with lots of junk on the ground, and so that junk started pinging all over the place, dealing additional damage to me, and so yeah, use it sparingly and carefully. But it is pretty fun, though. Now, the last one we have here is Force Lightning, which is the most powerful, but the most precise. It does not explode like all these others do. It is a point target weapon, and also, as you can see, a long range, and it will just deal a whole lot of damage to whatever target you hit. So you have to be accurate with this one, and as you can see, it requires copper, jet, and nuclear materials, and will do, oh boy, 944 electrical damage, as well as 18 just normal damage, which is pretty impressive. So once you have your various force grenades built, they will go into your inventory just like any grenade does. So if we go over here into weapons, you see that I have all 5 of them set up, and because it is a grenade, you can still use any other weapon currently in your inventory while using them. So we have our 10mm pistol here, and at the same time, we can use one of these force grenade powers. So let's show them off. Now, the first one we have is the force push, which, if I throw into the distance, will be completely lackluster because it is an invisible projectile. There it goes. Nothing. But when it did hit down that way, it exploded. So if I throw it closer, you should see a shockwave emanating out from where it hits, and we should take a little bit of damage, and you'll get a slight explosion sound. So here we go. There we go. You got the boom, you got a shockwave. Pretty fun overall, and any enemies that you're trying to kill, it will push them away, which is quite handy. The next one we have is going to be Force Disarm, which again, if we throw it in the distance, nothing, because it's invisible. So if we throw it next to dog meat, sorry buddy, but it's for science. There we go. Now we didn't get a boom sound, it was more of a crunching, crackling sound, but we got that same shockwave, and you noticed on this one, it actually did shake the screen, and anything near where that hits should get disarmed. Again, I'm still not entirely clear on the rules for that, but overall it seems to work. The next, again, is my personal favorite, the Force Lightning Bolt. Oh, now watch this thing as it goes across the distance. Oh, it's great. You saw the trail as it was flying along, lighting up the terrain, which is why I think I like it so much. It's just so beautiful. Lights up the terrain as it goes, and it's almost like some sort of plasma bolt. And I actually see a mongrel in the distance. I'm sorry, mongrel dog, but it's your time to die. There it goes. And if we throw it a bit closer, you can see the nice electrical explosion in action. Boom. That's why I like this thing. It's wonderful. I just keep throwing them constantly and watching them as they explode and light up the terrain. It's pretty great. There we go. Awesome. Now the next one is the just regular lightning, which again doesn't explode like the lightning bolt. It is a point target, and it will go in a quite visible flash of lightning. There we are. Just keep using that, and yeah, just wherever it hits, we'll get a whole lot of electrical damage. There we are. Beautiful. And finally, the last one, the Extreme Force. Now this will be visible when we throw it in that direction. You'll see a vortex. There we are. Excellent. And when it hits with a big boom. So let's do it closer. Boom. Now, of course, I'm on God mode so that I could demonstrate these by continuously throwing these grenades, so I'm not getting damaged, but if I would have had my God mode off, I probably would have died just then. It's that powerful, and that's why I love it. So, you all know the inevitable is coming. It's time to test them on my settlers and see how they survive. Oh, I kind of feel sorry for my settlers sometimes that I keep testing my mods on them, but oh well, eat this, Codsworth. There we are, a lovely... Oh my god, it took out that settler there. See, that is how big that explosion was. Codsworth got hurt there, and it actually killed that settler. Sorry, scavenger. Ooh, there went that body over there. Sorry, guys, but you're all going away now. Oh, it's wonderful. Codsworth, stop running. Oh no, dog meat, I didn't mean to hit you. Which one is this? Ah, the lightning bolt. Eat this, settler. There we go. Killed one of them. You. There's that one down. All right, which one next? Let's use my favorite, the Force Lightning. I see Preston in the distance. Take that. Oh, I missed. Okay, we gotta hit Preston. There we go. We hit Preston. And he's still standing. I'm impressed. All right, well, that settler's gone. There we are. Oh, hi, Codsworth. And kaboom. And that took Codsworth down in one blow. Very good. Preston, why are you not going down? You should have already. And he's running away. Wow, Preston's a coward today. Fair enough, fair enough. You, Scavenger, actually, no, you're getting force pushed. Let's switch over to force push. And... ooh. He got flown quite a bit there. Codsworth got spun around. Lovely. You, Sturgis, what do you do? Yep, flung him backwards. Preston, come here. I want to fling you backwards. It will be therapeutic for me. Why are you not mad? Oh, come on. Stop running. How is... damn it, Preston. Why are you immortal? Yeah, he is seriously immortal. He's not even budging. Codsworth, though, he gets flung around quite lovingly. Okay, so... oh, Brahmin, you're gonna get it here. I'm so sorry, my friend. Oh, God, the Brahmin went over that way. It appears the Brahmin is immortal as well. Okay, let's try the disarm one again. This may not work because, like I said, it seems a bit odd. But, yeah, that one didn't work. You, Settler. Oh, yep, that one's disarmed. They just dropped their weapon. Let's try it again. There we go. Their weapon is on the ground, as you can see there. And then we just switch it over to lightning. Ha! Good times, good times. But yes, that is the Jedi and Sith Force Powers mod, and it's pretty awesome. Again, that one's definitely my favorite. It just explodes things with electricity, and that's great. But yes, if you would like to try this mod out for yourself, you can take a look at the link in the description, as always, and I definitely hope you do go and give it a look, because, well, it's just fun. And yeah, that's going to be it for this particular episode. I hope you all have enjoyed, and of course that you do come back for the next. But until then, thank you for watching, and as always, Force Push. Later, folks!